Welcome back. On side 2, you'll hear from 2 bronze managers that know that the more associates they help achieve success, the greater their own success will be. Meet Marion Pankratz from Abbotsford, British Columbia. She and her husband earned a trip for 2 to Maui despite serious health challenges her husband faced. Marion was given a little book with a special prayer in it just a year ago, and she credits much of her resolve and her success to the effects of that prayer.
At the start of the year, because of our health challenges and also wanting to definitely get ahead in the business, I started praying the prayer of Jabez, which has 4 lines to it, and I can just bring this as part of my business as well.
The prayer of Jabez is from the book of Chronicles in the Old Testament. Just 26 words long. It says, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil." Marion has found personal and business inspiration from that prayer. Tell us what each line means to you, Marion.
The first line in that prayer is, "Oh, that you would bless me." Sometimes we don't feel that we deserve to get ahead or be promoted or rewarded, and this might be because of situations or attitudes developed in the past. Many times we're afraid of failure, and so we try not to get into anything where we might not achieve our goal. I think we can overcome that and achieve success step by step by realizing that we do deserve to be rewarded. Then the second part of that prayer is that you would keep your hand on me, and that talks about guidance and focus. It's like leading a child across a street. You put your hand on their shoulder and guide them across in order for them not to get sidetracked or dash out ahead. And focus is very important. We have to focus on our destination and on our goal that we've set. If we get sidetracked, definitely we're not going to get there. And the third part of that is, please enlarge my territories. I found out that I can't keep on doing the same thing or seeing the same people all the time. I need to enlarge my opportunities. That doesn't mean that you're neglecting the others or neglecting to do the same things you've always done, but you're expanding by trying to do new things. More than the business or making money, which we still need to do, my husband and I love people, and we try to live for others by really getting to know them and trying to help them get ahead. The interesting thing about this is that the way our business works is that then we're promoted by helping others. This is so interesting because in the company we used to work for, many times the only way people were promoted was by stepping on or over others. And that's how you got ahead. And the wonderful thing about our business is that as we help others get ahead, we get ahead. The fourth thing was keep me from evil. When we think of evil, we might think of the major evils in the world, and we don't even have to name them. We know them just by turning on the TV or reading the newspaper. However, in this case, in the business, it could be discouragement, lack of focus, lack of motivation, wanting to give up, others belittling our efforts. How do we overcome that evil? Well, I believe we overcome it with good, and the good is all the opposite. It's to keep going, not to quit, keep focused, stay motivated, keep loving people, and keep trying new things. Keep dreaming, and even picture yourself in Maui.
You pictured yourself in Maui and earned the trip for you and your husband. You also believed that you'd advance to bronze manager by helping others succeed, and you achieved that goal. What's the relationship between your belief and taking action?
I can believe in what the business can do and what I could accomplish, but until I actually act on it, absolutely nothing happens.
What's your action motivator, Marion?
I thrive on encouragement and rewards. I also am somewhat of a people pleaser, I guess, so I don't want to disappoint or let others down who are looking up to me. Not to give up, not to fail. That's a big action motivator with me. Money is not my main motivator in life. I love people, and I love to help people, and that motivates me a lot more than anything else.
There seems to be a correlation between having a big action motivator and achieving success quickly. Why do you think that is?
It's a lot easier to accomplish a lot when there is a big why or a major need to make things happen. It's like when someone calls and says they're coming for a cup of coffee, and I find myself in a bit of a mess in my house. It's very easy and very quick to clean up the house and to get ready for that company because I've got a big why. I've got a time limit, and it's amazing what I can accomplish in a little time like that.
A lot of associates sign an agreement because they like you or like the idea of Watkins, but they aren't clear at all that the business could become an important part of their life. How do you find out what motivates someone and help them identify their why?
I try to find out a lot about them. I just had somebody last week, and I really didn't know a lot about her life. I didn't even really know why she was doing this, and I just looked her in the eye and I said, you know what? I am not a nosy person, but I really care about you, and I'd like to ask you some questions. And I'm asking these because I really want to help you, and I really want to be there for you. And she said, oh, great, that's good. I like that. And so she proceeded to tell me all about her life, and now I know her why, and it's amazing what she's already done in 1 week. So I find that by taking a real interest in them and asking a lot of questions, and also by telling them about what this business has done for me, and then they see what it can do for them. I find the way this works very exciting, the way the business works, and the fact that if we help others, we're helping ourselves. And it's really the best part of being a leader in this business is that as my associates advance, I advance. It really blows me away that I get ahead as I help others get ahead. That's really where you really want to focus on your associates' goals and keep them going, and voila, it just happens to me then. Then I get ahead too.
Sometimes associates let fear hold them back from action. How do you help them move past the fear?
I do that by offering a lot of assistance and doing it with them and finding out what they're afraid of, then going through it with them and doing it with them so that they can see that it really is very easy, and do a lot of training in that way.
Is there ever a time when you have to just cut someone free if they're not taking action?
That does happen. I will just call them and say, you know, I'm here to help you, but at the same time, I don't want to be pushing you, and this is your business. And that's usually when you get a response. If they really don't want to do it at that point, I will just leave it. And sometimes they come back, and sometimes they don't.
Thank you, Marion. Finally, meet bronze manager Joseph Martin from Chicago, Illinois. Joseph is a people builder with a passionate belief in the Watkins business opportunity. What's your action motivator, Joseph?
For me, not having the education that some people have, psychologically, I had to prove something to myself that I can go out and do anything anybody else do. And not only can I do it, I have to be a role model. I have to set an example. But the only way you can set an example, you got to do it yourself and then show others how to do it. That's being a leader. I will continue to do this business, and I will be a silver executive before the end of 2005. That's not so much for me as it is for an example. Once I make that, which I will do, then other people can say, gee, if he made exec, I probably can do it too.
You have visuals posted everywhere in your office, don't you, Joseph?
People walk into my office. The first thing on the wall, it's a big sign on the wall that says, how big is your dream? So the next picture is a picture I was on the Odyssey cruise ship out on Lake Michigan. And someone took a picture of me, and it's a beautiful day. It shows all downtown Chicago. And it shows kind of a close-up of me. It shows the water, the clouds. It's a beautiful picture. I looked at it, and I called it Joseph over Chicago. That's how big my dream is. I say when people think of Chicago, they think of the mayor, they think of Daley. They come to Chicago and say, oh, basketball, that's Michael. When people think of Watkins in Chicago, they're going to say, oh, that's Joseph.
You use goals as stepping stones on your success journey. Tell us how your goals tie into your bigger vision.
When I was at the convention last year, we took a picture, and they said, who's going to commit to making the trip? And I stepped up there because I knew I was going to make a trip. I mean, it's absolute belief. When I looked at it, I said, going to Hawaii, I'm going. I mean, there was no doubt. There was no doubt in my mind, period. When I commit something to myself, it's a commitment between me and God. I thank God for it in advance because I know I'm going to do it. Then, when the company sent the letter out to us, and I tell people, put things in writing and put pictures with it, my picture was on that, and the company mailed it back to us. I posted on the door of my office. That's for me to see, and it's also for the whole world to see who come in here and see it. I put pressure on myself. People walk in and say, what's this? I said, the trip I'm going to win to Hawaii. When? Next year. How you know you're going to win it? Because I chose to.
I like that. The choice is in the past tense. The action is in the present tense. That's fabulous. Lots of people fail to make the choice to get what they want in life. How do you turn them around?
It's very simple. When I get people on my team, I say, I am the coach of the I Can team. It's an attitude. You must believe in yourself. People will talk to me and they say, you really believe in what you do, aren't you? I say, of course I do. It says, I know the products that I deal with. I mean, I know they're good. I've known them from my grandmother, from my mother, I know from personal use. I believe in the products. I believe in the company. And I believe in myself. And it's an I can attitude. So the biggest thing I work with people with is to change their attitude. If you say I can or you say I can't, you're right.
How do you respond to people that say, motivate me, Joseph?
If you look at your rent and it's behind, you look at your children and they don't have proper clothing or proper food, if that don't motivate you to do better, there's nothing I can do with it.
Some of those people probably walk away shaking their heads in disbelief, right?
I have so many people come back and says, well, I thought about it and you were right. Matter of fact, we had a lady yesterday. She asked me, do you remember me? And truthfully, I do not. Because she said approximately 6 years ago, and 6 years ago I was just getting started, right? She said her and her daughter did something, they signed up with me. She says they never did really do anything. And I told her, I said, that was my fault. I didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't teach you what to do. I say, I have to learn, like you have to learn to lead. And I said, now, I've learned a lot more, and I'm still learning.
When you took the blame on yourself and said, it was my fault, I didn't teach you what you needed to know, that lady realized that if she does what you tell her to now, she can't help but be a success.
I only do what I totally believe in, and I tell everybody, follow the system for success. Start with the new associate action plan. I key on the first 45 days. In the first 15 days, I said, you follow that to a T. You want to be successful. Then let's go into the next 15 days. I said, if you can do 45 days of following a system that can help you for the rest of your life, that's a very small price to ask of yourself. You're not doing it for me, you're doing it for yourself and your family. And I'll say, how many children you have in your family? What's their ages? If someone have a 5 or 6 years old, I say, well, hi, do you remember when this little angel was born? Of course they do, right? I said, what did you do back then that gives you $500 a week residual income now? They said, nothing. That's what gives you $500 a month residual income now. I said, nothing. I said, could you use extra $500 a month? Of course I could. I said, well, if you continue to do the same thing for the next 5 years, you did for the last 5 years since this little child was born, you probably have everything you got now. You were looking for some more money. But I said, first of all, when you start this business, I said, ask everybody to commit yourself for the first year. I work very close with you. If you follow the system for the first 45 days, every step you take, I'll stay one with you. I will not drag you. I won't let you hold me back, but I will run with you. I often tell people, I said, take a simple analogy. If you can run further, faster, with 100 people running with you, then you can with one holding your back. I said, I put it very clearly. If we stand at the end of the block, and let's run a whole block. There's 100 people that we say, ready, set, go. If the 100 take off, someone will beat you to the end of the block. Someone will get there with you, and someone will come behind you. But know how fast and how they can get there. That's how this business is. You can do this business. How fast you move is based on your ability. If you have one person standing there with you and you said, ready, set, go, and this person, you attempt to run, this person grab you by the shoulder and say, wait, I don't have any gym shoes. And if we run, we might trip on something. And I don't know, can I make it all the way? If you stand there and talk to that person, neither one of you will succeed. If you want to run with me, I'll run every step with you. But I will not drag you, and I will not let you hold me back.
Many new associates don't have a clear vision of why they're signing the agreement. You tell them, have a big dream. But they don't even know how to dream yet. How do you help them identify their action motivator so they want to run with you?
People want to get into business. I reverse it to them. Well, I think I want to join you. I say, why? And they say, what do you mean why? I need some money. And I'll say, that's not good enough. I say, tell me somebody don't need money. I tell them why I'm in the business and what it's done for me. I tell them I live the American dream. I'm free. I have physical health. I have personal fulfillment. I do what I want to, when I want to, as long as I want to, and I love what I do. Financial independence, I said that's different people have different levels of it. Some people might want $500 a week. Some people might $5,000 a week. Some people might want $50,000. But your financial independence, you kind of judge that. I said, this company can give you freedom. So I said, what do you want out of it? And then when they talked to it, and if you talk to a person enough and you listen to them, sometimes you would hear what they want, but they don't hear what they want. And you have to be like a mirror. You have to let them see what they're really saying. And then once you let them paint their own picture and you reflect it back to them and they see what they want, I tell them, give it to me in writing. This is what I said, this is your why. We asked for a why letter. I said, you just gave me your why. And many people tell me, I never saw it that way. But when you reflect it back to them, and then what's more important, when you have them put it in writing, because when you put something in writing, it becomes real. As long as it's just a thought, it's fleeing. And when you put it in writing, not only do I have it, but they have it. And then sometime, a few days later, or a week later, they'll call me back and they'll say, well, I gave you my why and my idea, but that's not quite the whole reason. And that's good, because now they're really taking a look at themselves.
Even the most self-motivated associates have setbacks and discouragements. How do you help them refocus?
One of the things I use is their own why letter. I will call someone. I said, how you doing? Well, it's just tough. And I would say, what are you going to do about it? I want them to come back and see where they were and what they did, why they did, and why they were moving. And more important, why are you stopping? Is that what you really want from you? How much faith do you have in you? And some people will tell you, well, I have faith in me, but my sister, my cousin, my brother, my husband, my mother, my friends say this ain't going to work. And I always tell them, I said, most people who are trying to hold people back, if you look at them, they haven't got anywhere in life. And they really don't want to see good anywhere in life. So you can choose to sit right with them and not go anywhere. But in some time, you have to step away from that, move on, because they don't have your best interests at heart anyway. It only takes 5 years to turn your life completely around, but it'll take the rest of your life to continue living the way you are.
The Joseph Martin Group is going places. You love the business, you love people, and it shows.
Come with us. We have a ball. We have a good time. And some people say, how much money do you make? And we'll say, who worry about the money? The money will come. Help as many people as you can to succeed and have as much fun as you can. Money is a byproduct of positive achievement.
Mike and Tom, Jan, Marion, and Joseph were surprised when we called and asked them to share their stories on tape. Thanks to them for sharing. Their stories are an inspiration for all associates. We hope you'll go back and listen again. Find your personal motivation. Use the tools Watkins provides and develop an I can attitude. Soon, we may be calling you and asking you to share your success story for one of our audios.